I came home that night expecting nothing more than a hot shower and some quiet. The day had dragged, filled with meetings, last-minute tasks, and the kind of exhaustion that settles deep in your bones. My shirt was damp from the summer rain, and the bag of takeout in my hand was more habit than thought. I didn't bother asking if she wanted anything. We hadn't shared a meal in months. Even the silence between us had grown stale. When I opened the front door, I didn't expect to be standing there, arms crossed, expression unreadable, the weight of something final hanging in the air. "We need to talk," she said. I didn't even flinch. Not anymore. I just sighed and asked, "Can it wait until after I shower?" "No, it can't." I dropped my keys into the bowl and turned toward her, already bracing for it. I knew it was coming. I'd felt it for a long time, lingering like fog in a place that used to feel like home. "I think we should get a divorce," she said, her voice so calm it was almost casual. I didn't ask why. I didn't get angry. I didn't try to change her mind. I just stood there, staring into the eyes of someone I barely recognized anymore. Then I nodded. Okay. That was it. No argument. No dramatic plea. Because the version of me that would have begged her to stay had quietly disappeared a long time ago. We'd been married for 10 years. A decade of shared space, routines, and slow disintegration. What had once been love had hollowed into habit. Her laughter used to fill the house. Now the rooms echoed. She'd stopped reaching for me in the middle of the night. I'd stopped asking where she'd been. We weren't angry. We were just done, long before either of us admitted it. She blamed the usual things, drifting apart, a loss of connection, the absence of intimacy. But what she called distance had often been used as punishment. When I raised concerns about our budget, about her impulsive spending or skipping bills, she'd shut down, turned her back to me in bed, made the cold shoulder last for days, sometimes weeks. Love became conditional, affection withdrawn like a privilege revoked. She handed me the papers, already filled out, already signed. I didn't even read them at first. I just took them and walked to our bedroom. I finally got that shower I wanted, and as the hot water poured over me, I didn't feel sadness. I felt weightless, like something had quietly unlatched from my chest. There were no kids, no property to divide, no savings left. She'd emptied most of that without discussion. I got a lawyer the next day, kept everything civil, clean. I moved out slowly, one box at a time, until nothing of mine remained but the memories. When she asked me weeks later, "You're not even going to fight for us?" I looked her dead in the eye and said, "There's nothing left to fight for if you've already walked away." And that was the truth. I hadn't stopped caring, but I had stopped holding on. You can only grip a ghost for so long before you realize you're holding nothing. I found a new place. Small, quiet, mine. I filled it with books, light, and peace. I cooked for one, slept through the night without the tension that used to hum between us. I didn't talk about her friends. I didn't stalk her online. I didn't need closure. I had it. Months later, I ran into her best friend at the store. She looked at me with a softness I didn't expect. "I'm sorry," she said. "You deserve better. You really tried." It hit harder than I thought it would. And when she offered to help set up my new place, I thanked her, but declined. I wasn't interested in repeating old patterns in new forms. Then, half a year later, Sophia messaged me. "Do you ever think maybe we rushed it?" We met at a quiet cafe. She looked tired, not the kind of tired that comes from work or lack of sleep, but the kind that settles into your spirit when you realize you misjudged what mattered. She told me everything. How a friend had whispered doubts into her ear. How she thought she was missing out. How she listened to people who didn't have to live with the consequences. How she now realized I was the one holding everything together. And then she asked the question I saw coming. "Do you think we could try again?" I looked at her and saw not the woman I once loved, but the chapter we'd already closed. "No," I said gently. "I'm not going back." Because now I knew what peace felt like. And I wasn't willing to trade it again. She told me she missed me, that she finally understood what we had, that she made a mistake. I didn't doubt her sincerity. But sometimes regret is a language only the past can speak. And I was done listening. I wished her well, sincerely, but I didn't follow her out. I didn't text later. I didn't look back. Because when you spent years being unappreciated, the real healing starts the moment you stop proving your worth to someone who couldn't see it the first time. And once you learn how to be whole on your own, you don't settle for half love ever again.